They say youth is a gift of nature.
You just cannot stop this kid.
But age is a work of art.
Andrew Redmayne saves!
We celebrated both in the Isuzu Ute A-League this season.
The header! It's in!
The exuberant Jets soared above the rest of the field.
A touch off and Adams lashes it in!
Fueled by first-year head coach Mark Milligan. While World Cup winner Juan Mata proved class is permanent, time and again for Melbourne victory.
Mata, that is outstanding!
In the Ninja A-League,
It's a perler!
Melbourne City clinched the Premier's plate for a third straight season. But the Bevolution at Wellington Phoenix caught everyone's attention.
Oh, well, it's game, set and match for the Wellington Phoenix
As they qualified for a maiden finals campaign. Tonight, we salute the game's highest achievers in both competitions. This is the 2026 Dolan Warren Awards. Please welcome your hosts, Tara Rushton and Grace Gill.
A very warm welcome to the 2026 Dolan Warren Awards. Tonight we celebrate the A-League's very best, the match winners, the coaching masterminds and the maestros that have inspired the next generation of football stars.
A history-making year for the Newcastle Jets, where they broke old records, set new ones along the way and launched Mark Milligan's team towards their first ever Premier's plate in the Isuzu Ute A-League. They scored an impressive 55 goals in the regular season. And speaking of goals, another golden boot season for Holly McNamara delivered Melbourne City their fifth premiership in the Ninja A-League. And she added a couple more to that tally to secure the championship trophy and tie up the double at the weekend.
Before we get down to business, we would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today, where we live, work and play. We pay our respects to elders past and present.
Tonight we'll add another two names to the honour roll of Julie Dolan and Johnny Warren medal winners, following in the footsteps of last year's recipients, Alex Chidiac and Nicholas Milanovic.
We kick off by celebrating the future of our game, the Ninja A-League Young Guns, our next gens whose fearlessness, mental fortitude, raw talent and tactics made us all take notice. The nominees for the Ninja A-League Young Footballer of the Year are Daisy Brown from Brisbane Roar, Pia Block from Wellington Phoenix, and Peter Trimmis from the Central Coast Mariners. And the winner of the Ninja A-League Young Footballer of the Year is Pia Vlock from the Wellington Phoenix. A huge congratulations to you, Pia. It has been an extraordinary season, a whirlwind 9 months. You made your debut from a fan in the stands of watching the Knicks to going pro. You made your international debut for the Football Ferns. You're still at school, and to wrap it all up, you've lost your voice after the grand final. So in summary, if you could just blink twice, you've had a wonderful season. Excellent, excellent. Now, what a season it was for you and the Wellington Phoenix, who well and truly got swept up in the journey that it was. And you're still at high school, but you did let your football do the talking. So a huge congratulations to our Young Footballer of the Year, Pia Block. Please put your hands together.
squeezes it through to Block, who thinks about it. Oh, well, it's game, set and match for the Wellington Phoenix, and what a way to make it happen. Pia Block.
Well, now we turn our attention to you, the fans, for the Shark Fan Player of the Year in the Isuzu Ute A-League. Throughout the regular season, fans vote on their Player of the Month. Each of those winners is added to a final shortlist, which includes up to 10 wildcard selections. And here are the nominees for the Shark Fan Player of the Year in the Isuzu Ute A-League. Juan Mata from Melbourne Victory. Ethan Alagich from Adelaide United. and Daniel Wilmerine from the Newcastle Jets. And the winner of the Shark Fan Player of the Year in the Isuzu Ute A-League is Daniel Wilmerine from the Newcastle Jets. This one, it's rather heavy. Come on in close. Daniel, I'll get you to say a couple of words. And first of all, a massive congratulations, commiserations as well on what was an excellent season for you and the Newcastle Jets. First of all, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed, obviously, with the loss on the weekend. But yeah, I think there's plenty to be proud of with us this season. And yeah, I think we'll take all the positives that we had.
Your best season by a long shot. 8 assists, you were just putting them in there for fun across the course of the year. What do you put that down to under Millsy?
I think just the style of play and the teammates I had around me. It was very enjoyable playing with these teammates, and yeah, I think so many players were consistent this season, and yeah, made it a lot easier.
When you talk about the style of play, the environment, Newcastle looked like the place to be from the outside looking in. Can you share a bit about that environment with the team?
Yeah, I think we're a very tight-knit group, and our mentality was to always be on the front foot. So I think we showed that throughout the whole year. And yeah, unfortunately, just couldn't get it done on the weekend and go all the way. But yeah, plenty to be proud of.
Well, congratulations on an excellent year. Please join me in congratulating Daniel Wilmerine, our Shark Fan Player of the Year for 25-26.
Adams. Oh, they've done it. Wilmerine deep into stoppage time. And Wilmerine has found his first of the season.
It's time to shine the spotlight on the brick walls in the Isuzu Ute A-League. The Guardians at the back, the leading shot stoppers. Week after week, our goalies defied the most lethal strikers with razor-sharp reflexes, agility, aerial dominance, remaining composed under pressure. The nominees for Isuzu Ute A-League Goalkeeper of the Year are Andrew Redmayne from the Central Coast Mariners. Harrison Devonish-Mears from Sydney FC. And Patrick Beach from Melbourne City. The Goalkeeper of the Year in the Isuzu Ute A-League is Harrison Devonish-Mears from Sydney FC. Harrison, a big congratulations, mate. You have a very special guest that we're going to hear from alongside you a little bit later with James Dodd. First of all, you are an absolute fashionista, my friend. This is a great outfit. I'm used to seeing you in your goalie kit. You must be buzzing, though, from punching your ticket to the championship. Well done.
Yeah, it was an awesome match for us. It was such a good match of football from both teams, and I think to win in the way we did was really special.
What do you put it down to? Because you've absolutely shone this year in between the sticks. Your form has gone up another level, so cool, calm and composed. You are well and truly a brick wall at the back for Sydney FC. But I know there are so many things and factors that you do on the pitch and off the pitch, but what is it for you?
Well, I think, it's a team sport, so obviously helps that we had a really good defence. But I'd really like to dedicate this to goalkeeper coach Matthew Nash, who played a big part in bringing me to Sydney FC and also just developing me over the last few years. He's just taken me to another level. I'm really happy to work with him.
A big shout out to Nashi, perhaps a big shout out to your mum as well. I heard that you moved back home. Mums are the best, of course. What is the dream? What would you hope for in the future? We know that you have plied your trade overseas and you're back now in the A-Leagues. People are talking about you for the Socceroos.
Just want to keep enjoying my football, really. I know it's cliche, but obviously had tough years in the past, and I'm really enjoying just coming in every day and doing my thing. So
Because it was so epic, I did have FOMO for not being there in the Hunter on the weekend. But that penalty shootout, what goes through your mind? How do you get yourself ready and prepared for moments like this as we relive it?
I mean, we just did a lot of work in training during the week leading up to it. But I mean, the pressure's all on the strikers in that moment. So I think, you know, it's just about trying to keep a cool head and trying to read the situation as best you can.
What did it feel like? You kept it all inside. What did it feel like when you knew that you'd punched that ticket, that you were going to the championship?
Oh, it felt good. I think the team deserves to be there. You know, we've got such a good squad, and to have a shot at winning an A-League championship, it's been a dream of mine since I was a kid. So, yeah, can't wait for it.
Harrison Devonish-Mears, if there's ever a crisis, I think you're the guy to call because you are cool, calm and collected. Thank you so much. A huge congratulations on the Isuzu Ute Goalkeeper of the Year. And we're going to cross it over because you have brought a very special guest and we're going to hear from you alongside him and James Dodd a little later. Please put your hands together, team, for the Isuzu Ute Goalkeeper of the Year.
Into the path of Rogerson, across towards Cosgrove. What a save! What a save! Save of the season. Harrison Devonish-Mears has pulled off the save of this season.
Yeah, delighted to say we have two very special guests in our studio. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for your Isuzu Ute Goalkeeper of the Year, Harrison Devonish-Mears, and his grandfather, Giacomo. Harrison, you'll see there's another award on the table, which is for Save of the Year as well. I think most people wouldn't be surprised that you won that after that incredible Gordon Banks' save against Auckland. We'll come on to that in just a second, but that enormous golden glove that's sitting on the table in front of you, that must feel really special and rewarding, given, as we've spoken about before and you've spoken about before as well, the season that you endured in your first year last year, to then come on and win this award by such a landslide this year. That must feel very special for you.
Yeah, it feels amazing. But even before, like, the journey that I've been on to get to this point, I'm really proud of receiving this award, and it means a great deal to me.
Giacomo, as a proud grandfather,
yes, very proud.
It must feel very nice, because I dare say you saw a young Harrison diving around in the back garden when you were, looking after him as a kid. It must feel very special for you to see Harrison achieve so much this season.
Of course.
Yeah. Would you, Harrison, I mean, did you play football with your grandfather when you were younger? Was he kind of one of the influences on your career?
Yeah, of course. I mean, until his knees gave out. But he...
I gave him the first ball.
Ah, did you?
The first soccer ball I gave it to him.
Yeah. Oh. But he hates that I'm a goalkeeper. Like, from the first minute. I remember... just, why are you doing this? Why are you changing?
Yeah, because he was playing in the middle field. It was good. Because changing because it was too short. And after coming like this. See?
So, Giacomo, at the weekend, we saw Harrison make himself the hero for Sydney FC to help Sydney reach the grand final. Was it quite nerve-wracking for you watching the penalty shootout and knowing that Harrison had his moment to shine?
I called the ambulance. I called the ambulance before starting the penalty.
It was, for a goalkeeper, they often say that there's not much to lose from being in that situation. There was a great shot of you, whilst the other, James Delianov, was getting instructions from his goalkeeping coach. You were doing warm-ups on the side of the pitch while the team were deciding who were going to take their spot kicks. You'd obviously done so much prep in the week leading up to that. Did you feel quite calm and relaxed in that moment? Because I dare say it would be quite easy to be animated and because of the pressure of the situation. But did you looked a picture of calm in goal?
Yeah, I think my mind just went more to the physical steps that I had to take in order to save a penalty, like a good step, a good drive from the lower body. So that's what I was just warming up on the side, just making sure I had the feeling of pushing off strong. Because then, all the preparation after that just kind of comes in. I mean, staying as calm as possible is always going to help you, I think.
Yeah. So the other trophy that's on the coffee table, Save of the Year, round 16 away in Auckland. Older viewers will remember Gordon Banks' save for England, which was very reminiscent of this one. I dare say this is a save, this is a product of the training that you put in, day out, where you're working on reflexes, you're working on if this was to eventuate. Watching it back, I mean, is it pure instinct for a save like this to pull off?
I think so. I think well, we put a fine in this year, like a cash fine, if we concede and I don't dive for a ball. And so I think just that mentality of like you got to go for every single ball, like you can't get beat on your feet. And I think, yeah, just when that ball comes across, because you know over reps and reps and reps, you just have to take off. And then, I mean, once it hit the ground, yeah, it was completely like I think I made the save and I didn't even remember how. Kind of just very instinctual, yeah.
Last question for you, very quickly. Obviously, you're on the way to Auckland for the grand final this coming weekend. Now, I know that you have a very, very particular routine when it comes to your gloves before you get them ready. Can you tell our audience, can you tell our viewers what it is, the process that you have to do in order to get your gloves ready for a match day?
Well, I couldn't tell you everything because it's a 48-hour process, but every pair of gloves goes through a 48-hour routine. Yeah. But no, I mean, some of those are secret, so I'll just leave you with that.
When do you start the process now? Is that going to be, because obviously you're going to have to fly to New Zealand, so is that going to be expedited, the process?
Yeah, Thursday, those gloves will start their process of getting ready for the game on Saturday.
Well, we thank you very much. Best of luck for this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, please, for your Isuzu Goalkeeper of the Year, Harrison Devonish-Spears, and his jumper.
Goalkeepers, and a hard act to follow with Jack Woolmore. Lovely there. It's time to start the count for this year's Julie Dolan medal. Every regular season match in the Ninja A-League was voted on by an individual from 3 separate panels. The 3 panels contain technical members or former players, media representatives and match officials. Votes are collated to establish a final 3-2-1 for each match. These 3-2-1 votes are then tallied up at the end of the home and away season, with the leader awarded the Julie Dolan medal. Here's a snapshot of our standout performers from the opening 9 rounds of the Ninja A-League season.
Brisbane's Dutch import Bente Janssen kicked off the Roars season in style against Melbourne Victory.
What a way to introduce yourself to the competition, Bente Janssen!
Adelaide United's Erin Healy showed her class with a scintillating brace against the Wanderers.
Oh, this is wonderful! What a goal!
After a crosstown off-season transfer to Victory, Rihanna Pollicina showed her class.
Rihanna Pollicina, a fantastic effort on goal.
Last season's Shark Fan Player of the Year, Isabel Gomez, was in a rich vein of form for the Mariners.
Here is Izzy Gomez! Izzy Gomez on the board again.
Melbourne City's Holly McNamara had her scoring boots on from the outset.
Holly McNamara completes her hat-trick.
And Canberra United's Sasha Grove applied the finishing touch to an early contender for the team goal of the season.
And here is Sasha Grove! Oh, fantastic!
Yes, Rihanna Pollicina made an immediate impact after transferring across town from Melbourne Victory to Melbourne City. She picked up points in 5 of the opening 9 rounds to lead on 13 points. Hot on Minnie's heels is Sasha Grove from Canberra United on 12. Then it's City's Holly McNamara, Bente Janssen from Brisbane, Izzy Gomez from the Mariners, Erin Healy from Adelaide United. Canberra captain Michelle Heyman and Annalise Rasmussen from the Mariners rounding out the top 8. Up next, we acknowledge the unsung heroes in the Ninja A-League, the Playmakers. Vision, creativity and finesse. They don't always feature on the score sheet, but they are crucial contributors to every team. The nominees for the eToro Playmaker of the Year in the Ninja A-League are Peter Trimmis from the Central Coast Mariners, Mary Stanich-Floody from Canberra United, and Brooke Nunn from the Wellington Phoenix. And joining me to present the award is Josh Gilbert, an analyst from eToro. The eToro Playmaker of the Year in the Ninja A-League is Brooke Nunn from the Wellington Phoenix. Well, congratulations on Playmaker of the Year. This was just one of 7 assists you notched for the season. What was it about the way that Bev had you playing that really benefited your style?
I think at first I was a bit wary about my position because I've been a midfielder my whole life, and she wanted to play me wing back, and I was like, look, I'm a playmaker, I don't want to defend, you know. But I think once I started picking up like how to play, it just started flowing effortlessly, and once I started enjoying it, I started to be able to create and express myself.
You were good last year with Central Coast. You were great this year with Wellington. Where's the ceiling for you? Where's the ceiling for Brooke Nunn? Have we seen everything from you yet? Is there more to offer?
No, I feel like I've got so much more to offer. I feel like last season I was no more of a menace, so I appreciate actually being acknowledged that I can play some football. But I feel like that I've got a lot more to give, and I'm ready for next season.
Great self-awareness. Off-season, what's the plan? What does that look like?
I'm going to go back to England. I'm going to hopefully sort out my Nigerian passport because I'm going to try and push for the World Cup. Go to Bali, relax a little bit, and then back in for work.
So Nigerian national team, we might see you in the future.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, we've really loved watching you this year for Wellington Phoenix. Congratulations on the award, and please join me in congratulating Brooke Nunn, eToro Playmaker of the Year.
What a ball that is. Pia block! Instant response for the Phoenix. Brooke Nunn just stopped and propped. Brilliant assist.
It's time now to begin our count for the Johnny Warren Medal, and as Grace mentioned earlier, votes are tallied from 3 panels which contain technical members or former players, media representatives and match officials to arrive at a 3-2-1 for each game in the regular season. Let's recap the early rounds in the Isuzu Ute A-League.
Melbourne City captain Aziz Bayich reminded everyone about his class in the early rounds.
Oh, it's brilliant! The Socceroos quality.
Lockie Brook was doing likewise across the ditch for Auckland.
It's a net buster from Lachlan Brook.
Teammate Louis Vestrata was also on song for the Black Knights. Jesse Randall completed a trifecta of point scorers for the early season ladder leaders.
And Jesse Randall slots home the opening goal of Auckland FC's season.
Sydney FC's Joe Lolly rocketed into contention with a brace in the first big blue of the season.
He doesn't need any help. Joe Lolly, Sydney FC's man of the moment.
And Newcastle's Alex Badalato went one better with a stunning hat-trick against Melbourne Victory.
How many goal in the season contenders will this man score in 25-26?
Auckland FC's Lockie Brook is our early leader after 9 rounds. He's on 13 points, just 1 ahead of teammate Louis Vestrata. Alex Badalato from the Jets, Melbourne City captain Aziz Bayich, Harrison Sawyer from Macarthur, Jesse Randall from Auckland FC, Joe Lolly from Sydney FC and Lucas Harrington from Brisbane Roar complete the top 8. Now, to the leaders of the game, the teachers, the tacticians that build culture, players and teams. They set the standards, they cultivate resilience and discipline, transforming teams into world beaters. Here are the nominees for the Isuzu Ute A-League Coach of the Year. Etan Andrioli from Adelaide United. Aurelio Vidmar from Melbourne City. And Mark Milligan from the Newcastle Jets. And the winner of the Coach of the Year in the Isuzu Ute A-League is... Mark Milligan from the Newcastle Jets. Millsy, great to see you. Congratulations on a season. I know it wrapped up a little early for your liking. An Australia Cup, the first ever premiership with the Newcastle Jets and a history-making run that you went on with this team. Being a head coach suits you. How have you enjoyed it? What have been the best bits of this wild ride that you've been on in your first year?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Obviously, I'm extremely proud of the group, disappointed that it ended the way it did. But, yeah, look, that's it's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But yeah, it's been excellent. Obviously, you prepare for this moment for a long time when you get the opportunity to become a head coach. And to be honest, I'm just extremely grateful to the club for taking that chance, because it was a chance with my first job and all. And I'm just very thankful for the players that they bought into what I was selling.
What did you learn about yourself, Millsy?
I'm probably a little bit crankier than I thought. No.
Yeah.
No, look, it has. It's been a lot of learning on the job. You can prepare all you want, but there's always things that you don't expect to happen. And I think I'm very fortunate that I had a fantastic staff around me that were able to support me and keep me on track, because sometimes it's difficult.
You talk about staff, you talk about players. Everyone bought in, fearless, fantastic, exhilarating. It was so fun to watch. What about family? That other F in there as well. Your beautiful wife, Rhea, your 4 daughters. They've been on this journey, following you as a professional player, following you as you're making your way through the coaching ranks. What have they thought of their dad becoming a hero in Newcastle?
Yeah, I got a beautiful message from my eldest daughter last night, so I sat on the couch on my own crying. But it's been tough, because obviously I've been away from them. My wife has it a lot harder than what I do. I just get to worry about the football team. She has 4 kids at home that she has to wrangle. So, look, like I said, it's been hard, but we're sort of always prepared for it. It's not always a glamorous job, and it can be very, very volatile. So, we knew this was part of the journey, and I'm just thankful that she provided the opportunity for me to do it.
So Rhea's the goat, your wife, and when's the pony arriving at your residence that you promised your daughters if you lifted the premiership?
Yeah, well, that came from the owners, so we'll have a few discussions about budget before we get any pony.
Dad, you might enjoy having a pony, when you get home. Mark Milligan, a huge congratulations. We've enjoyed this ride wild that you've taken us on with the Newcastle Jets. Put your hands together to celebrate the Isuzu Ute A-League Coach of the Year. Thank you, everyone.
The premiership-winning coach who experienced a wooden spoon season here as a player. What a great job the rookie coach has done, bringing both the Australia Cup and premiership success, but he won't consider the job done until there is a championship trophy.
The Ninja A-League has been a highlights reel of some of the most spectacular goals again this season. Let's check out the nominees for the Isuzu Ute Goal of the Year in the Ninja A-League.
Gomez. Shot from distance, oh my goodness! That is extraordinary from Peter Trimis!
The cross and the score by none other than Melendez.
Here's a long-range strike. Oh, that's a way to get one back. And it is Talia Yunus.
The winner of the Isuzu Ute Goal of the Year in the Ninja A-League is Peter Trimis from the Central Coast Mariners. Let's start, Peter. I'm going to go out on a whim here. Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you.
20 today?
Yeah.
20 years old, 3rd season at Central Coast Mariners and Goal of the Year as well. Tell me what unlocked your goal scoring this year, because you've had a standout year.
Thank you so much. I think definitely the coaching staff backing me and all the players. I just really enjoy my time at the Mariners, and then also giving glory to God. I wouldn't be able to do it without him.
You've had Corey come in this year, of course, a new coach for the season. How has that been?
Yeah, it's been really nice. I've worked with Corey before, so yeah, it wasn't too much of a change, but I think he's really given me the opportunity just to express myself, and I'm really grateful for that.
You've been a young Matilda. What are the aspirations? What does the ceiling look like for your football? What would you like to do?
Yeah, definitely just to keep enjoying myself. Maybe in the future to go overseas, but yeah, just keep enjoying my football.
Well, such a big year, such a big congratulations, Peter. You've been standout. Please join me in congratulating Peter Trimis, our winner of Isuzu Ute Goal of the Year.
Gomez. Shot from distance, oh my goodness! That is extraordinary from Peter Trimis!
Yeah, joined by someone very special now who isn't a relation despite the surname. It is Matilda's great Moya Dodd. Moya, welcome. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for having me.
So, Moya, you're going to be playing a very special role here this evening. Julie couldn't be with us to hand out this year's medal, but it's been a landmark year for both Australian and New Zealand football when it comes to women's football in terms of, the success of the Asian Cup and some of the young talent that we've seen come through the Ninja A-League from both Australia and New Zealand. What's been your assessment overall?
Well, we've come a long way since Julie Dolan got her #1 cap and with an Asian Cup hosted in Australia, we've seen the best from around the region, and I think fans in Australia have had a great look at some fantastic talent from Australia and New Zealand. Back in the day, to get interstate competition, you saved up your money, you put in your airfare, and you travelled off to play a centralised tournament. The first time I played in the national championships, it was 9 matches in 10 days, and now we've got a league that's national. People are in professional roles. The league gets better every year, and we're working towards an even better base for Australian and New Zealand players to build from.
It must be so refreshing and so nice for you as someone who's represented a country with such distinction to see now the way that women's football is growing globally in terms of transfer records are being smashed every single year. There's so many young talents that are proving themselves here, being given a chance to play, but then also going overseas as well. That must be so nice to see.
Yeah, it's awesome. Over the last few decades, it's gone from a sport where people kind of sniffed it a little bit and they were surprised that women and girls even played, to one where, the Matildas are top of mind in the sporting landscape, and, it's the most popular sport for girls under 12 in Australia. So that's a phenomenal turnaround, and it shows what happens when you move a sport from, being considered a sort of a default, something that girls couldn't play, to being something that's natural, and it rises very quickly, as we've seen around the world.
It was a fiercely competitive Ninja A-League this season, culminating in a grand final win for Melbourne City at the weekend. It was a battle between two sides that, for different reasons, have won people's hearts. Melbourne City have come so close winning the Premiership 3 years in a row and have finally got over the line this weekend, but up against a Wellington team that's seemingly broken down barriers everywhere they've gone this season. Do you think it's probably the best result for the Championship in terms of it actually being 1v2 in the grand final, of how consistent those sides were this year?
I think the football purists like to see the 1 and 2 get into the final game, and Melbourne City had a terrific year. They were deserved winners. They've invested well. They've created a very professional environment down there, so the everyday training environment for players is very solid. But credit to Wellington as well, and to Bev Priestman, really, for bringing a team from mid-table through to the grand final. And, you might have thought the game was over at 3-0, but it absolutely wasn't. And they made the second half really the tightly contested part of the game, so all credit to them.
Yeah, it was a fantastic grand final, and it was great to see so many people packed into Amy Park as well to witness a spectacle.
And some fantastic goals, absolute crackers.
Talking of which, Moya, you do have a very important job this evening. You're going to help us present this year's Julie Dolan medal. Speaking of which, after 9 rounds, it was Melbourne Victory's Rihanna Pollicina who was leading the way. Let's find out who leads the way after the mid-section of the Ninja A-League season.
Canberra United captain Michelle Heyman hit a mid-season purple patch, collecting maximum points in 3 rounds.
And Canberra are in front.
Holly Mack continued her clinical finishing in front of goal.
Holly McNamara completes the brace. 2 from 2.
The Wanderers' Talia Eunice rose to prominence with some audacious play.
First minute for Talia Eunice.
Only to be matched by the Mariners' Peter Trimmis.
Trimmis does well. Really, really well. That's one for the highlight film.
Teammate Izzy Gomez kept pace with the leading contenders.
Gomez with an early ball. Flag stays down. Rasmussen!
While Erin Healy kept the Reds in the finals frame, assisting her teammates along the way.
Healy across the face of goal, and that's as easy as they come. Melbourne City's Holly McNamara was the big mover through the middle rounds of the Ninja A-League. She leapt from 3rd place to the top of the table after collecting 9 points between rounds 10 and 19. Izzy Gomez from the Mariners moved to 2nd place alongside Michelle Heyman, who also collected 9 points in the voting period. Erin Healy, Rihanna Pollicina, Sasha Grove, Peter Trimmis and Talia Eunice are all separated by just 1 point. This season, we saw the introduction of 4 new head coaches in the Ninja A-League. The most prominent, of course, was Olympic gold medalist Bev Priestman, who steered Wellington Phoenix to a maiden finals appearance, coming just short up against Melbourne City in the grand final. Here are the nominees for the Coach of the Year in the Ninja A-League. Anthony Jagarenik from Canberra United. Bev Priestman from the Wellington Phoenix. And Michael Matriciani from Melbourne City. The Coach of the Year in the Ninja A-League is Anthony Jagarenik from Canberra United. And a massive congratulations. 2 years in charge now, 2 years back in finals. How important that is that for you and for Canberra?
Yeah, it was. It was really important. Last year was a bit of a, get thrown in the deep end and see what comes out. But this year was a real growth for myself personally and the players and the club, which we're really excited about and happy to be here.
Tell us about that personal growth, because you've been in Canberra NPL, had so much success in the nation's capital for so many years. You'd make the step up into A-League football and 2 years in finals, that personal growth.
Yeah, look, I think there's a lot of things in Canberra that goes against us, but we kind of led into what we could control and a style of play this year definitely, and recruiting where we could, or we could entertain the fans and kind of play free flowing football as opposed to just defending. So really then into that, it was a challenge as a defender growing up, but the coaching side of it came out, and we're really excited that that we finished where we did and played the football that we did as well.
In the Women's League, so many of the players work part-time, study on the side. You do as well, still maintain the juggle. Tell us a bit about managing that balance.
It's huge. There's a lot of discipline that goes with that. On a building site from 6 till 1-ish, and then on a football field after that. So it's tough work, but discipline comes into it, and a great support network, and a huge amount of staff that are in a similar position. But we all lent in together, and we're on the same page as well. So which was good, and then the buy-in from the ladies and the club support where they could as well. So overall, it was tough, but it was well worth it.
And what's next for you, Anne? As I said, a long career in Canberra NPL, the step up to A-League football. What would you like to do?
I think this year one thing that I've realised is how much more I want. Where that is, I'm not exactly sure. I think football can be exciting one day and detrimental the next. So something big, hopefully, but a long way to go.
Well, we really hope to see you next year in the A-League, and congratulations.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Cheers, Grace.
Credit to Anthony Jagarenek's approach this season, as his team has found ways to win, including finding goals when they really need to. Canberra's longest-serving coach has also taken his side to finals 2 seasons in a row.
It's time again for the fans to have their say with our Shark Fan Player of the Year award in the Ninja A-League. There were 14 nominees to choose from on the A-League's website and the app. They were narrowed down to the top 3. Here they are. Bethany Gordon from Canberra United. Momo Hayashi from Brisbane Roar. And Riley Henry from Melbourne City. The Shark Fan Player of the Year award in the Ninja A-League is Bethany Gordon from Canberra United. Big congratulations, Bethany. The fans love you. We loved what you did on the pitch at Canberra United this season. Your game went up yet another level. What made it all come together for you?
I think just the environment that was built from Ant and the staff and the girls in the team. We really built off last year, so hopefully we can build further, but we'll see how we go. But that was basically it.
Great chemistry. We heard from your coach a little earlier, Ant, and It felt as though you flourished and thrived playing under him and with such a close-knit group of players as well. You know, when we talk about Canberra United, it's often that we talk about the Michelle Heymans, but there you are, Bethany, in the lights as well. You must have really enjoyed it. There's something special about what happened at Canberra United this season.
Yeah, I love Canberra. I mean, of course, we've got Michelle there, but I think the whole team comes together and we're all pushing for the same thing day in, day out. So we're all on the same page and, yeah, we kind of put it together. A little bit more would have been nice, but it was good in the end.
And your performances put you on the radar of lots of teams as well. What does your future look like? What's the dream, I should say? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to stay? You know.
I just want to wake up every day and be able to say that I'm a footballer. So as long as I can continue to do that, I'll be happy.
Pretty good dream if you ask me. Please put your hands together for the Shark Fan Player of the Year, Bethany Gordon.
Bethany Gordon driving it through into the net of Dallas Day, and Canberra get their third, and it was coming.
Well, that's just lovely from Bethany Gordon.
Yeah, delighted to say that I'm now joined by two players who have summed up what a season it's been for Wellington Phoenix in the Ninja A-League. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for your Young Footballer of the Year, Pia Vlock, and eToro Playmaker of the Year, Brooke Nunn. Ladies, I know football is not just about what you do on the pitch, it's about the people that support you off it as well, and Laura and Harriet are here today as well to support both our worthy winners. Pia, I would come to you first, but I know you can't talk at the moment, so I'm going to have to get Brooke to answer for you. Hey, listen, I think it's pretty fitting that the award you won, Brooke, for Playmaker of the Year was to set up Pia for that the goal against Sydney FC. Just, I know it must be quite difficult for you given what happened in the grand final, but it's definitely worth remembering and celebrating what a season it's been for Wellington. You've achieved so much as a collective this year. It feels as though you've broken every record. You've kind of changed people's perceptions of football over in New Zealand. Does it feel that way as players as well?
I think at first we was obviously very disappointed. You know, we've come so far, we've gone through so much challenges, losing so many big players and having to keep coming back from certain setbacks. But I think overall, when we look back at the season, it's been phenomenal. Like, we've created so much history. We've really put New Zealand on the map. You know, we've inspired the generation. So at the end of the day, if you look at the bigger picture, that's all you really want from women's football, to watch the growth and to put other countries on the map. So, yeah, I think overall we're really happy. And then we've always got next season to go one step ahead, you know, so that's the goals to look forward to.
I'm going to get you to talk about the lady sitting on your left. She's had a standout season. I mean, Young Footballer of the Year, Pia, it's an incredible accolade for anybody to receive in you know, both codes. But what's it been like playing with someone of Pia's calibre? And did you spot it quite early on that you thought she might be capable of having a season that she's had?
Yeah, I like to say I taught her well. I'm always winding her up. But, yeah, I think when I first saw her, I could see all the talent she has. She has so much potential. She's such a great player. She's easy to play with. She's easy to work with. And she's open to understanding and open to learning. So, yeah, she's just been such a pleasure to work with. And I've been so grateful. I think she's contributed a lot to my success as well.
Off the season, you know, no strangers, people realise that you and I have very different accents from this part of the world. From you moving from coming someone who came through the Arsenal Academy to then your career's taking you to the Central Coast, where you won a championship, and now to New Zealand as well. How have you found the move at this stage of your life to the other side of the world from a footballing perspective and from a human perspective away from the pitch, Brooke?
Yeah, I think it's been amazing. I think this side of the world's a completely different culture, but I've really embraced it. I really enjoy the people. I've enjoyed the football. I love this league. It's so competitive. Like, it's so unpredictable. You never know what you're going to get each game, so you always got to come in with your best foot first. So, yeah, I just think overall it's been amazing. You can see the potential. You can see the growth in this league, and it's really going in the right direction. So it's been such a pleasure to be a part of, and I just enjoy watching the generation flourish and hopefully get dream moves abroad where they're looking to go after.
I'm going to try and get an answer out of Pia here, so let's see how this goes. Pia, just how would you sum up what a year it's been? Playing alongside someone like Brooke, winning Young Footballer of the Year, playing in a team under Bev Priestman that's had everybody in awe at times this year. How's it been for you?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like, having players like Brooke around me, supporting and learning. It's just been great.
Were you there when she lost her voice?
Yeah, thank God she don't stop talking.
Two very worthy winners. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Pia Vlock, Young Footballer of the Year, and eToro Playmaker of the Year, Brooke Nunn.
It's time to pay tribute to our playmakers in the Isuzu Ute A-League, the architects, the visionaries, the ones who see the past before anyone else can. The nominees for our eToro Playmaker of the Year in the Isuzu Ute A-League are Michael Roos from Brisbane Roar, Juan Mata from Melbourne Victory, and Luke Brooks-Smith from Wellington Phoenix. And joining me again to present the award is Josh Gilbert, lead analyst from eToro. Josh, I'll hand you this one.
Thank you very much.
The eToro Playmaker of the Year in the Isuzu Ute A-League is Juan Mata of Melbourne Victory. Congratulations. One, I think I can speak on behalf of all A-League fans in Australia when I say it has been such a genuine privilege watching you play football in this country.
Thank you.
If you could pick one thing, take away one thing from this experience, what would that be for you from this season with Melbourne Victory?
I think I have to say the enjoyment of playing football, of still having the passion for the game, of waking up in the morning, wanting to go to training and enjoying my game. So it's been a great year personally, and I'm really thankful for all these awards.
Now, I know you've shared the pitch with some pretty impressive names across the course of your career. 13 assists this year with Melbourne Victory, which means the guys on the end of those passes had to finish them as well. Who have you been impressed by from this Melbourne Victory team?
Many of our young players. If I think of the passes that I made and were converted in goal, for example, Santos. We have a winger, which is Santos. We had a little bet, so I wanted him to reach 10 goal or assists. He didn't do it, but I think I will give him the gift anyway. He deserved it because he was very good for us for a certain period of time. Nikos Bergos, our striker, which scored a lot of goals. Charles Nduka. So all the offensive players contributed as much as they could, and I tried to create chances for all of them.
In terms of your relationships, your friendships with those players on and off the field, who did you really connect with?
Well, I connect with the ones I said, Santos, Bergos, but also the ones that play a little less minutes, like Grimaldi, like Keegan, Nish, Pelupolai, which has also a good end of the season. So for me, it's about trying to create chances and try to make everyone better around me.
So the whole team, just all of them?
Yeah.
Juan, we have so enjoyed watching you in the A-League. We really hope to see you again next year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All roads lead to Juan Mata at the moment. His cross, Burgos, and that's two. Juan Mata rewarded with the assist.
Yeah, time now to speak to two more worthy winners from the Ninja A-League. It is your head coach of the year, Anthony Jagranek, and Shark Fan Player of the Year, Bethany Gordon. Round of applause, please. Beth, I'll start with you. Winning this award, it's not voted on just by, individual fans. This is a collective vote from fans right across the league. So whilst Canberra United fans may have voted in their droves for you, this is also you've been voted on by other fans of other clubs across the league. That must make you feel quite happy knowing that, your performances have been recognised not just by your own fans, but by fans of other clubs as well.
Yeah, I think having fans in the stands and fans watching us every week is kind of what we do it for. Like, we're bringing entertainment to people that we don't know, and it's great to look up and see that those fans are there to see us play, and we're just basically kicking a football around. So, yeah, it's very exciting, and I'm grateful that they thought I was worthy of the award.
Coach, what's it like having a player of Beth's quality in your team, knowing that you've got someone out there that, as cliche as it sounds, will run until the very final whistle and you're going to get absolutely everything out of her?
It's tough. No, she's a great player. I think over the 2 seasons we've worked together, and Bethany's grown from a disruptor and a destructor last season to a chance creator and a converter this year. So I was really fortunate to have Bethany in our squad in the environment and definitely on the park with lots of goal assists and breaking down defences.
Beth, have you noticed a difference? Is there an aspect of your game that you prefer this season? Do you like being more of the creator, or do you like being more of the disruptor and the person that will kind of, get the applause from the fans when you put a slide tackle in or something like that?
I think it's a bit of both. I kind of just want to be an all-rounded player and try and get better at every part of my game. So as long as I can keep building on this season, then I'll be happy.
The forward rolls, the somersault and the celebration, planned?
Yeah, it was just in off-season in NPL. I thought it was a bit of fun and kind of took it with me into the A-League, and the whole team joined in, and there was a few roly-polies throughout the season. It was, just a bit of fun.
I suppose from a coaching perspective, you're holding your breath when she does that.
He shook his head a few times, yeah.
Look, I think that if the roly-polies are coming out, means we're scoring goals. Yeah. So didn't mind the roly-poly. The first couple of times we saw it, we weren't sure what to think of them, but it's probably a safe celebration, so we're happy with them as well.
Hey, Anthony, it's been a really kind of progressive ride for you as a head coach. Rookie last year into this year, really building on your game, as you touched on with Tara and Grace earlier. What have you noticed that's changed about you, maybe away from the field, about the way you've analysed games? Because I dare say in the first season as a rookie coach, you think about absolutely everything. Have you got better at maybe in the second season of working out what it is you think can really help fine-tune the team, rather than, I suppose, obsessing over every single minor detail?
Yeah, and I think that was it. I think last year was doing what we had to, and trying to control absolutely every moment, and trying to implement myself. Where this year I thought, in a little bit of growth, it was more about coming up with a clear way of what we want to play, but still give the players the freedom to do that, and kind of just sit in the background a little bit more and just guide as opposed to tell. And I think that's been the biggest change from last year to this year, and increasing the players that we wanted also helped that in the style of the play that we wanted to put on for the fans as much as the scoreboard.
Well, thank you both. Round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Your Coach of the Year, Anthony Jagrenek, and Shark Flam Player of the Year, Bethany Gordon.
Thank you.
So it is time now to check on the progress of the Johnny Warren Medal. Earlier on, we saw that Auckland FC's Lockie Brooke was leading the way after 9 rounds. Let's see who accumulated the most votes between round 10 and round 16.
Louis Verstrata turned provider in Auckland's top-of-the-table clash against Sydney FC.
In towards Verstrata, and Kotsberg taps it in.
Juan Mata ushered in the new year with 2 irresistible assists for Melbourne victory.
Juan Mata with the pinpoint delivery, and the Socceroo, Nishan Vilupale, with his first goal of the season.
Lockie Brooke continued picking up maximum votes on the road for the Black Knights.
Marvellous! Lachlan Brooke, the hot boot in the A-League right now, shows us exactly why.
Aziz Bayic brought back memories from his World Cup exploits with the Socceroos.
And Aziz Bayic with an absolute classic.
Another Socceroos hero, Andrew Redmayne, enjoyed a mid-season purple patch with the Mariners.
Redmayne is there, that is a wonderful intervention.
And Jesse Randall kept the goals and votes coming as he kept pace with the Golden Boot leader.
Randall opens the scoring on a plate for him.
We expected a Spanish surge in the voting at some point, and sure enough, Juan Mata from Melbourne Victory has rocketed up to the top of the leaderboard after 16 rounds in the Isuzu Ute A-League. He has a 2-point lead over Auckland FC's Lockie Brooke. Fellow Black Knight Louis Verstrata is third, followed by Aziz Bayic. Then there's a 5-point gap to Alex Battolato from the Jets, Mariners goalkeeper Andrew Redmayne, Jesse Randall from Auckland FC, and Kazuki Nagasawa from the Knicks, all on 11 points. So from a World Cup winner to the emerging stars of our game, the young guns lit it up throughout the Isuzu Ute A-League season. With their dazzling skills, their fearlessness and freedom, Generation Next put on a spectacular show. The nominees for the Isuzu Ute A-League Young Footballer of the Year are Eli Adams from the Newcastle Jets. Clayton Taylor, also from the Newcastle Jets. Luka Jovanovic from Adelaide United. And Jesse Randall from Auckland FC. And the Isuzu A-League Young Footballer of the Year is Eli Adams from the Newcastle Jets. Eli, a huge congratulations, mate. Look, we constantly had our jaw on the floor watching you throughout this season, and you arguably dished up the moment of the season. Well, it's going to go down as one of the greatest moments in A-League history, a 96th-minute equaliser just on the weekend. I know you wanted to go one match further. I get that, but you were absolutely extraordinary this season. I mean, this goal, we can watch it over and over again. What goes through your mind?
Not much, you know, it was just at a critical point in the game where we sort of just doubled down on our beliefs that we've had all season and backed our identity of not changing anything, and, you know, we've done it throughout the whole season. Why couldn't we do it there? And, yeah, it happened to pull through.
You make it look pretty easy, and talk a little bit about this Newcastle Jets season, what you learnt from Mark Milligan, your coach, and this great group of gents that you've had surrounding you as well.
Yeah, it's been an incredible year. I think, as the boss Millsy said, early on we came in and we all bought into the idea of how we wanted to play football and, you know, on the front foot, entertaining, bringing crowds back to the Hunter, and that was something we really focused on, and I think we achieved that. But, you know, as football can be so cruel sometimes, we wanted to go one step further, and here we are.
I know the football gods can be cruel. It can be fine margins, as we saw, going all the way to a penalty shootout. You're the Iceman. You're cool as ice. You're a cool customer. Are there ever moments where you're holding it all in, you're looking smack bang towards your fans and you're thinking, oh, I just want to rip in, I want to unleash here? What's going on then? Because you hold it in very well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably more nervous here than on the pitch, you know. Yeah, it's just something you dream of as a young kid, you know, when you want to be in those high pressure moments and do it in front of 25,000. So when the moment comes, why shy away?
What has been the best bit about this season for you? What's the lasting memory? I know it's still really, really fresh, but you probably need maybe a little bit more time between what's happened to look back. But what's the halo when you think about this Newcastle Jets side and the history that you made as well? When you look at the stands at McDonald Jones Stadium, it was epic, mate. It was really incredible.
Yeah, I think that certainly highlights our season, just seeing the turnout we had that final on the weekend, seeing how many numbers we could get to come and support. But, you know, there's been so many special moments, but just the whole journey this season's it's just been so special.
Well, 25,000 were in the house that night, and you've had a huge impact on so many outside of the Newcastle region. So a huge congratulations on being, of course, voted by everyone the Isuzu A-League Young Footballer of the Year. Eli Adams, you're a star. Thanks so much, mate. A big congratulations.
With the breeze behind him, Adams drives it! Well, can you believe that? That is spellbinding. That is staggering. And that is one of the goals of the season.
Now to our goalkeepers, and everyone knows it takes a special type to be a goalkeeper, and we've had no shortage of special performances in the Ninja A-League this season. Our nominees for the Goalkeeper of the Year are Courtney Newbon from Melbourne Victory, Heather Hinds from Sydney FC, Teresa Morrissey from Perth Glory, and Vic Essen from the Wellington Phoenix. The Goalkeeper of the Year in the Ninja A-League is Courtney Newbon from Melbourne Victory. Congrats, Court. What an incredible season it was. And I know, come a bit closer here. Come on. I know you would have liked to go a little further with the side, but tell us a bit about the year and the season that you had, because you looked like you were really enjoying yourself there.
Yeah, I really did enjoy myself this year. I mean, it was a bit of a roller coaster, as we know, based on results. It was a little bit of a roller coaster, and to edge into finals right at the end there was pretty nerve-wracking, let's say. But yeah, no, I had a good year. I enjoyed myself. I had fun, which is the most important thing. So yeah.
7 clean sheets for the season. Of course, that defensive line in front of you. Can you tell us a bit about the team and Kayla Morris and Claudia Bunge, who really helped in front as well?
Yeah. Kayla and Bungie, I don't even know what to say. Like, honestly, me and them together, we work together really closely. We've had to this year, but then aside from that, it's the defensive effort of everyone else in the team. You know, making the recovery runs when they don't want to in the 92nd minute. You know, that's the difference, and realistically, that's probably what got us into the finals. So, you know, everyone gets credit.
And your life, you took a bit of a gamble moving down from the Mariners to Victory, still studying at the time. You've finished that now, but is Victory home now?
Yeah, I love Victory. You know, I'm obviously like really grateful for Jeff and the coaching staff for actually bringing me down and giving me a chance. But yeah, Victory's home.
What does next season look like for you?
Hopefully more of the same. Hopefully another one of these. No, we'll see what happens. Hopefully do my best, play good football, have fun, and the rest will tell.
Well, you certainly had a standout year this year. Congratulations, Courtney. Please join me in congratulating our goalkeeper of the year, Courtney Newbon.
Thank you.
On that left-hand side for the Phoenix, and they've done well. Here's an opportunity, and a shot! Oh, what a good save! What a good save by Courtney Newbon. And she needed to, because that was travelling and it was flying into the top corner.
Yeah, thanks, Tars. Thanks, Grace. Really pleased to say we're joined now by 2 award winners from Adelaide United. We haven't heard from them yet this evening, but they are the Ninja A-League Goalkeeper Save of the Year winner for Adelaide United, Claudia Jenkins, and the Isuzu A-League Golden Boot winner, Luka Jovanovic. Round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. 2 players from opposite ends of the pitch who are trying to do battle with one another in their different disciplines. Hey, Claudia, let's start with you, because your triple save against the Jets was something that I reckon goalkeepers around the world and fans around the world are watching and they go, how on earth did you do that? It was lightning quick when it happened. What goes through your mind when this is taking place? Is it just instinct?
Yeah, not a lot's going on in my head. Probably a slew of expletives. But no, I think it's just, yeah, you see ball, keep it out of the net. That's about it.
It must be quite nice, though, from a perspective of a keeper, because, you know, so often you can have a great game, but if there's one tiny mistake, then it could be that decides the match. But when you practice something like this day in, day out, and the leaping off the floor, diving to your left, diving to your right, to when you actually then see it come off and look as good as that did and be recognised for it, that must be a really nice feeling.
Yeah, it was definitely a very nice feeling. Yeah, and credit to my keeper coach and the keeper union at Adelaide. Like they make training and practicing those sorts of things very, very fun and enjoyable.
Other end of the pitch, Luka, it was a standout season for you. Obviously, there was the disappointment of the semi-finals against Auckland, but I think it needs to be said, and massive congratulations are in order, not just for you personally, because of your accolades in front of goal this season, and rightly deserved with the Golden Boot with Auckland's Sam Cosgrove, but also just from the season that Adelaide have had with a core of young players, young Australian players as well. To have done what you did and to have entertained fans the way you did across the league, that must be really nice.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we have a lot of good young players that always come through Adelaide, and that's something Adelaide's known for. And at the start of the season, I don't think anyone even predicted us to be in the finals. So, obviously, for us, we took that in a different way, and for us, we used that as motivation, and we ended up obviously coming in the top 2 and hoping we could go all the way. But unfortunately, football doesn't go always how you want it to go. So, yeah, there's always next year.
We'll come on to the goals that you scored in just a second. But if you look at the season you've had individually, the way that you've gone up a gear and moved up a level from last year, what do you put that down to, mate? Is it just being given the chance by Ayrton and, you know, thrusted in as the starting number 9, the more minutes that you've played? What would you say has been the key?
Yeah, I think that, you know, playing under Ayrton has helped me a lot, and obviously I had him in the youth team at Adelaide, and that's where I really, you know, found my feet as a footballer. Got my first contract under Ayrton as well, and I think that I understand what he wants from his players and how he plays. So when he came in, he trusted me, and I'm grateful for that.
So there was a funny for some, probably disappointing for you, the moment against Melbourne City, the last game of the regular season, one of the best finishes we've seen to the end of a regular season. So you come off the bench knowing that you're 2 goals behind in the race for the Golden Boot. You then come on and score 2 to win an equal share of the Golden Boot. You whip your top off. What was going through your mind at this point?
I didn't really have anything going through my mind. I know that. I forgot that I was in a yellow, even though I only got it, I think, a minute and a half before that goal. So, but yeah, I think I was just too emotional, and I was really happy. You know, less for this, but more for the team. You know, we're coming second, and obviously, you know, securing Asian football for next year. It's you know, it's a massive thing for the club.
That must be really exciting for you and the group, right? You touched on, you know, the qualification for the playoffs for the ACL Elite, which is an enormous tournament in its own right. Like, that must be really exciting for you now as something to look forward to and another place to try and prove yourself as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, as a club, I think any elite club wants to be in that competition. It's such a big tournament and such a good, how do I say, like, step for any player to go and play at. So I think that, yeah, us boys were excited for it, and let's see how we can do it.
Claudia, just to round things out, hopefully a very big 18 months on the cards. I know you've obviously declared your allegiance for New Zealand as well. A Women's World Cup not too far away. Is that the goal now? Obviously playing regular football for Adelaide would be amazing, but is that kind of the carrot at the end of the dangling at the end of the stick for you?
Yeah, it's certainly a very big motivator, and that would be, that's the end goal. That would be pretty cool. So, yes.
Well, hearty congratulations from everyone here at the APL, everyone in the audience today. 2 very worthy winners. Save of the Year, the Golden Boot winner for the Isuzu A-League and the Ninja A-League. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please. Claudia Jenkins and Luka Jovanovic.
Thanks so much, team. Our expert panellists and fans were spoiled for choice when it came to selecting the Isuzu Ute Goal of the Year. The Premiers, the Newcastle Jets, made up half of the shortlist. In the end, these are our top 3 nominees.
Line blocked by Suprayon, and the follow-up volley from Houston Salas is something for the Raw to hang their hat on. His first A-League goal. Great chance for the Jets to double their lead. A touch off, and Adams lashes it in! Hot stuff! Newcastle take a 2-0 lead, and Eli Adams, a scorcher!
Mata, that is outstanding! Outrageous from the Spaniard! Well, a derby goal of the highest order. A moment of absolute magic from the Spanish magician.
The winner of the Isuzu Ute Goal of the Year is Houston Salas from Brisbane Roar. Now, unfortunately, Houston couldn't join us tonight. Brisbane Roar CEO Kaz Patafta has accepted this award on his behalf.
Houston's strike was a phenomenal left foot, non-dominant foot strike. It was really a world-class hit. He hit it first time on the volley from outside the box. It was an amazing strike. Being a fan-voted award amongst some fantastic goals throughout this season is a testament to the type of player that Houston is, his ability, his character, and I'm sure that the fans really recognise and enjoyed that strike. On Houston's behalf, we'd like to thank the fans who voted for his phenomenal strike, which was well deserved as goal of the season. To all the coaching staff, supporters, volunteers, and our fans, thank you for supporting the club and Houston in his journey with Brisbane Roar. As a departing player, we wish Houston all the best for the future, and we look forward to seeing more strikes, just not against us.
time to turn our attention to the Julie Dolan medal and see who picked up votes in the final 3 rounds of the home and away season in the Ninja A-League.
Melbourne City's 18 Keane made a late charge for the Julie Dolan medal as her team collected a 3rd straight premiership.
That's a decent ball in for 18 Keane. And they finally have the equaliser, City.
Bente Janssen returned from injury to turbocharge Brisbane's run into the finals.
Bente Janssen to add a 4th. She does.
Talia Younis continued to show her potential in front of goal.
Oh, that's a way to get one back. And it is Talia Younis.
Izzy Gomez kept the Mariners' title defence on course with some sublime striking.
It's 2 for the Central Coast and Izzy Gomez.
And Brooke Nunn boosted Wellington into 2nd place at the end of the season as she picked up 5 votes in the final 3 rounds.
She gets one on the scoreboard.
Yes, some outstanding performances there in the run home to the Ninja A-League final series in what is a really tight contest. Here are the contenders for this year's Julie Dolan medal. Aideen Keane from Melbourne City. Michelle Heyman from Canberra United. Holly McNamara, also from Melbourne City. Izzy Gomez from the Central Coast Mariners. And Sasha Grove from Canberra United. Well, very special guest Moya Dodd joins me for the big announcement now. So I'm going to give this one to you to hold on to, please, Moya. The Julie Dolan medal winner for season 2025-2026 is Izzy Gomez from the Central Coast Mariners. Perfect. Congratulations, Izzy. What a season. We stood here last year and we said, what a year you've had. You were the fan player of the year, you'd made your Matildas debut, and here we are again. What a year you have had. How much have you enjoyed yourself?
I've enjoyed myself a lot this year. Well, the past 3 years at the Mariners has been really enjoyable and, played my best football, I think.
You followed in the footsteps of some greats to wear that medal, the honour roll, Sam Kerr, Michelle Heyman, Alex Chidiac. How special is that for you?
Yeah, no, super special, and to now play alongside some of them is, again, super special.
Last year, your mum told us that you were a better dancer than you were footballer. Glad to see you're still in the game. What's next for you?
Well, that's the big question now. What's next? When I know, I'll let you guys know as well. So I'm not quite sure at the moment. The goal is to go overseas. If that happens, not sure, but guess God's plan.
Well, keep doing exactly as you're doing because it's a real pleasure to watch you in our league. Congratulations, our Julie Dolan medalist, Izzy Gomez.
Thank you.
Well, let's see how close the final vote count was. Izzy won by a solitary vote ahead of Holly McNamara in the end, 20 points to 19. Holly McNamara, of course, was ruled out in City's final match of the regular season with concussion, which she sustained in the Champions League quarter-final. Holly's teammate at Melbourne City, Aideen Keane, was third, level with Canberra United captain Michelle Heyman on 17 points. Sasha Grove was fifth, alone on 16 points. Bente Janssen, Erin Healy and our leader early in the pack, Rihanna Polacina, finished equal sixth on 15. Congratulations again, Izzy. James is standing by with your family to celebrate your success. Put your hands together for our Julie Dolan medal winner, Izzy Gomez.
Gomez receives a gift back this time. She's right on target.
Here is Izzy Gomez. Izzy Gomez on the board again.
It had to be Izzy Gomez. Space to work with here. Pushes it across. Izzy Gomez!
Thanks, Thomas. Thanks, Grace. Yeah, well, you teased that we'd have the 2026 Julie Dolan medalist with us, Isabel Gomez, and Mum Rebecca. We've also got Dad Momo with us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a very, very warm round of applause for the Gomez family. I'm going to start with Mum, actually, because we've just heard from our fantastic winner this year. Mum, we sat down on this sofa last season when Izzy had an incredible collective season with the Mariners. This year she's had another standout season, but from an individual perspective. Can I just ask you how that feels as a parent to see your daughter shine week in, week out, and be voted not just by supporters and media representatives, but fellow pros and former players as well?
Oh, just so super proud and so unexpected. Like, I didn't even wear earrings. We didn't actually expect this. Usually you expect if they've finished the season, gone to grand final like last year. Yeah. So we were thinking maybe not much of an award this year because she didn't get that far, but so proud that she deserved this. That's amazing. We're so shocked, actually, and proud. That's all I have.
Was there a part for you where you allowed yourself to maybe think about being in the running for this award? Because obviously, as we said, you had such a good season last year. You've had a brilliant season this year, but when your team doesn't, let's say, make the grand final or whatever it may be, or win the premiership, you maybe think, I might not necessarily been in the running. But did you allow yourself to think about what it might be if you were one day the Julie Dolan medalist?
To be honest, no, I did not think, like Mum said, expect this at all. Like, I asked a lot of people here, why am I here? What award am I getting? And I had no idea. So it's a really nice surprise. Like we said, Mariners didn't have the season they expected, but individually I am proud. There was a couple of assists and goals, which I'm just super proud of.
Well, it was actually, I think, the goal that you scored against Wellington may well have been the clincher for you this season. That's how, as we saw with the leaderboard, that's how close things were. Dad, you would have obviously played a huge part, along with Mum, when Izzy was growing up, ferrying her to and from football matches and training and tournaments. Just how does it feel to you to see your daughter sitting here with the game's top individual accolade hanging around her neck?
Yeah, no, it's a very special feeling. Yeah, no, it's just amazing. As a parent, we try not to be biased, but you can see how well she does. But yes, it's just amazing to be recognised. So it's just great. Yeah.
Do you allow yourself to a lot of time to reflect on the successes that you've had? Because you won the Shark Fan Player of the Year last year. You were so instrumental in helping the Mariners not just get to the grand final, but then win the grand final as well. You made your Matildas debut. To then have this medal, do you kind of pinch yourself sometimes and think, for somebody who was playing football at a junior level to now winning the game's top individual honour, that probably doesn't come easy to a lot of people? Yeah, well, this medal comes all together, with the debut and the grand final. It's just, I'm just super grateful to be in a position, and that's thanks to God, so, yeah. Well, it only remains to be said, a very hearty congratulations from everyone in Australian football. Izzy Gomez, you are the 2026 Julie Dolan medalist. A round of applause, please, for our very, very worthy winner.
We're headed for home now with the Johnny Warren Medal as we update you on who impressed in the final 9 rounds of the Isuzu Ute A-League.
Jesse Randall inked a brace in the Kiwi Classico to sink Chiefy and his men.
Absolutely magnificent from Jesse Randall.
As his Bayage led from the front as City made a late-season run at the final.
This is Bayage, deflected in. Melbourne City take the lead.
Juan Mata delivered a goal for the ages in another pulsating Big Blue at Allianz Stadium.
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! Everything he touches turns to gold at the moment.
Lockie Brook did his best to match the Spanish maestro when victory came calling in Auckland.
It's magnificent from Lachlan Brook.
Luka Jovanovic picked up maximum points in 3 rounds as his brace against City catapulted Adelaide to 2nd place on the ladder.
Jovanovic! They've done it! The comeback kings in season 21 of the A-League.
And Max Burgess kept serving up assists for his Newcastle teammates. No better than this one against the Sky Blues.
Burgess sets Mizunuma away. Cotter, he's had one big chance already. And he finds the back of the net this time.
We saw a late burst from some finals-bound players in the run home. Here are the contenders for this year's Johnny Warren Medal. As is Bayage from Melbourne City. Jessie Randall from Auckland FC. Juan Mata from Melbourne Victory. Lockie Brooke, also from Auckland FC. And Luka Jovanovic from Adelaide United. Now, Johnny Warren's daughter Shannon joins me for the big moment this season. Thank you so much for joining me, Shannon. No pressure. The Johnny Warren Medal winner for season 2025-2026 is... Juan Mata from Melbourne Victory. Bring it on in, Juan.
Thank you.
Juan, a huge congratulations, the MVP when it comes to what you did this season. You're a joy to watch, and it looked as though you were having a joy playing as well. You said that this season you fell in love with football again.
I did. There is a time in your career where you start getting older that sometimes it takes more effort to wake up in the morning to go to training. And after last season in Sydney, which I enjoyed very much, your league and the lifestyle and everything, but I didn't play so much. I was thinking what I wanted to do with my life, but Melbourne Victory appeared, and again, I fell in love with football.
I mean, you've mentioned age, but it feels as though you're winding the clock the other way, well and truly. Melbourne Victory, this side, the people that you have met, you've had interactions with, your teammates, and a greater part of the club, they all talk about the impact that you have had on them. What impact have they had on you?
Well, I have to thank many people in the club, and starting from our super CEO, Caroline, JD, our football director, and of course Arthur, my coach. We had great conversations in the beginning of the season, where I didn't know what to do. And it's not that they convinced me, it's that I wanted to come and I wanted to play for this club. They created a context, they created an environment in which I could enjoy football again. And so them, everyone in the club, my teammates, they have a fantastic culture, and it's a privilege to be part of this club.
Now, you talk about the club and the impact that that's had, but what about your time in Australia? Football, restaurants, golf, haven't been playing because of the elbow.
Yes.
Has that put a little bit of a spanner in the works for you?
A little bit. I'm looking forward to play again.
I bet.
Yeah, it's a great country, and of course, you're all from here, and the lifestyle is great. It doesn't matter where you live in this country, it seems that you can enjoy life. Nature is great, the people are great, so that's why we're here.
We're pretty laid back, yeah, we'll be
Yes.
honest about
Yes.
that. But you have done a lot of travel as well, up in Perth,
Yep.
Ningaloo Reef,
Yep.
and all over Australia. Is there, when you look at the last 2 seasons in your life here in Australia, is there a really fond memory that stands out for you?
Not only one, there's many, but especially when I think that my family and my partner's family came to visit and we could show them around. I mean, if you look back when I was playing football in Spain, I probably would never thought that I would live in Australia. So thanks to football, we're traveling the world, we're making our family happy, coming to see us. And it was unfortunate because my family came to watch the grand finals. Unfortunately, the elimination round wasn't great, but we had time to go and swim with whale sharks, so that wasn't that bad.
Kind of on par,
Yeah.
kind of on par. Now, Juan, we just don't want you to leave, I guess, in summary.
Okay.
Is there a chance that you...
It's good to know.
Yeah. Is there a chance that you might stay?
Yeah, there's a chance. But again, that's the big question for me now, what I want to do in my life, if I want to keep playing or not. It's difficult to stop when you're enjoying. It's also a good time to stop when things are going well. That's what I said in the victory medal, and that's the way I feel. So I want to go back to Europe, take some time and make the decision. But I'm happy here, and the club is trying to do everything they can, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very, very grateful to the league also. So I will take some time and decide with a Melbourneian coffee, maybe.
Okay. Don't take too much time. And the whales will always be here, and the nature. I don't think you can get it anywhere else. Australia, You know, it's pretty special, pretty spectacular. We're going to check in with the Johnny Warren Medal leaderboard because you wrapped up the award hands down. It was off and running. Let's check in now. You were the runaway winner. 15 points was the final margin to your nearest rival, Aziz Beige from Melbourne City. You picked up 15 points in the final 10 rounds of the regular season. The Black Knights trio of Lockie Brooke, Louis Vestrada and Jesse Randall were 3rd, 4th and 5th. Adelaide United teammates Ethan Elegich and Luka Jovanovic finished equal 6th with Match Burgess from the Newcastle Jets on 16 points. A huge congratulations yet again. You're the Johnny Warren Medal winner for the 2025-2026 season. You're going to have a chat to James Dodd shortly, but let's just relive some of your magic from the season.
Thank you.
And on the night of his first start for Melbourne victory, Juan Mata has found the back of the net.
Mata, that is outstanding! Outrageous from the Spaniard. Well, a derby goal of the highest order. A moment of absolute magic from the Spanish magician. Juan Mata it is. It's over the wall and it's in! Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! Everything he touches turns to gold at the moment.
I am absolutely honoured to be joined by the 2026 Johnny Warren medalist, Juan Mata. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause for our very worthy winner. Hey, Juan, you've, as everybody knows, you've achieved an incredible amount in your career. World Cup winner, Champions League winner, you've won leagues around the world, you've won team honours, club honours, but to have the award hanging around your neck for the best individual player, just kind of what does that mean to you now? Especially as that, you're 38, you're not a young kid, so you've been around the game for a very long time and you can probably express an individual honour does mean quite a bit. So is it quite a refreshing feeling knowing that, whilst Victory didn't have the season they wanted, everybody to a person has recognised just how good a season you had?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be here and feel the love from Australian football and personify with this medal. If I'm honest, I will trade it for the grand final or for the regular season. That's what we want as a team, and that's the priority for me. But to be able to enjoy football, that's my main thing, to enjoy football and to play at the level that I could help my team and try to win games is something that I feel proud of, because especially, it's been a couple of years where I've been playing more or less in different countries, but to come to Melbourne Victory and feel at home since the beginning and try to give as much as I can on and off the pitch is something that I'm proud of.
I mean, you've probably lived out every young kid's dream who wanted to be a footballer, right? I mean, growing up in Burgos in Spain, there was probably a part of you that just wanted to get to a professional level, but I dare say there was never a part of that little boy's imagination that thought he would go to the likes of England, obviously play in Spain, but Turkey, Japan, Australia. You are living the dream, are you not, as a footballer at this age?
I certainly am, and again, I'm very grateful. And if I have to be honest, when I was a kid, my dad used to play professional football in Spain in 2nd division. And so my dream was to play one game for La Liga. That was my ultimate goal, my ultimate dream, to make it for him, for my family, because he got promoted to the 1st division but never played a game. So I managed to do that when I was 19, playing for Valencia, and everything that came after is kind of like a bonus. So yeah, football has been my life, and not only on the pitch but also off the pitch, to be able to play in different countries, try to learn different languages and cultures, meet friends from everywhere. So football is a great tool to improve as a person, and I'm very thankful that I still can do that, because physically I'm feeling okay.
You only have to listen to what any fan across the league, I dare say any opposition player that's come up against you, any of your teammates, hear what they say to know that everybody seems to have learnt something off of you, or if as a young kid watching has learnt something about how you approach the game. At 38 now, does football become a bit easier for you, in the sense that you know with your body, you know how to, you've experienced everything there is possibly to experience?
Yeah, there is that sense of experience, and being in that situation a couple of times, especially in pressure moments or important moments in games. It gets a bit tougher physically, but I'm thankful that we had a great team in Victory, taking care of ourselves and making sure that we're ready for this season. So I'm happy for that. Hopefully I can keep fit. But yeah, I wouldn't say it gets easier. But what I try to focus more as I play more years is I try to focus on enjoying and coming back to that kid that started to play football because of the love for the game. Sometimes when you play for too long or when you have been competing for big things, the expectations and the demands can become too hard, so you lose enjoyment for the game. And I find that I play at my best level when I focus on doing what I have to do, but at the same time enjoying on the pitch.
Last question, and this is from the football fan inside me. Where on earth do you keep all of your medals? Because you won the Victory Player of the Season this year. You've just won the Johnny Warren medal. You've got a World Cup winners medal. You've got a Champions League medal. Surely there is not a mantelpiece on the earth that can house all of those medals and accolades.
I ask myself the same question because it's my family taking care of them. I'm quite a mess with keeping things. So my mom used to keep everything. So we have it in our house in Spain. I don't actually know where the things are. So I need to find them when I go back in the summer. But I know they are in good hands. And yeah, it's something that you can look back when you're older and think of all the memories you've made thanks to football.
Well, I dare say that everybody associated with Australian football will be very proud that they have an Australian football medal that's going to be joining Juan Mata's collection. Hey, listen, on behalf of everyone here, congratulations on an incredible individual season. The 2026 Johnny Warren medalist, Juan Mata. A huge round of applause, please, for our winner, ladies.
Well, what an amazing night it has been, Grace, as we celebrate the league's very best.
A huge congratulations to all our nominees and winners, including this year's Julie Dolan medalist Izzy Gomez and Johnny Warren medalist Juan Mata.
Wherever you're watching, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you for the big one on Saturday for the Isuzu Ute A-League Grand Final between Auckland FC and Sydney FC. Thank you so much again. We'll see you very soon. And a big congratulations to the team alongside me.